So what is Gunpla to me? We all know what it is. We all work with it every day. Well, not every day, not everybody. But for us model builders who have been building kits for a long time, we know what it is. It's what we use to, it's a term referring to Gundam models. But what is it to us? What is it that drives us to build it? You know, we build it because of the one thing that we enjoy, and it's because it's fun to build. It's something that keeps our mind at ease, makes us think, makes us explore, makes us do the things that we've always wanted to do, and have a sense of accomplishment. And this can be not only on Gunpla kits, but also regular model kits, you know? Kits that you buy and you say to yourself, oh, you know, that'd be cool to make one of these guys, and things like that. Model building is something that, to me, has been a part of my life for a long time. All the way back to the days when I remember my dad bought me a German submarine. A German submarine cutaway, which to this date I have yet to buy. Not that I don't want to buy it, I want to buy it, just that I haven't come around to it. Or come around to finding a decent price. And when you buy a kit like that, you remember the days, you pretty much remember your youth at the time. When you bought it and you built it and everything else, and everything was clicking and things like that. And oh man, I think I remember my dad and my mom helping me at the time. And from there, it just pretty much snowballed to one kit after another. Mind you, this was in a time when I was very, very young, just as a child. And I didn't know better, you know? All I thought was, oh, cool, a tank. Oh, cool, a boat. Oh, cool, a plane, you know? And then you start building it, and you don't think about airbrushing or decaling. You just build it to have fun, to enjoy. And I went through a very, very long phase at the time. So much so that it was a bit of... I didn't have a backlog, but I had a lot of kits built, and I had it in boxes and things like that, and I had it in display. The submarine was the one that lasted the longest, and it got destroyed, and that's why I've been thinking about it for a while, to see if I can get my hands on it again. So with that, as the years pass and you go to school, you grow up and all that stuff, you start seeing other kits out there. And I think I remember in the mid-'80s when I had my first exposure to mecha type model kits. And the first one was not a Gundam kit. Oh no. Gundam didn't come here to the States back in the 80s, mid-'80s. It came here. What came here first was good old Macross, also known as Robotech. And boy, that shocked the crap out of me. I could not believe a series like that existed. I could not also believe that there were model kits of these, you know? At the time, the company that had the rights to it was Revell. And I was a big fan of Revell because I bought a lot of Revell kits, tanks, planes, whatever. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that is pretty amazing. I couldn't believe what I was looking at right now. Obviously fighter jets and things like that transformed. That was not something you normally see every day. especially a model kit. Now, at the time, obviously, I thought that when I bought the model kit of the Valkyrie, it was a fully transformable model, but it was a parts forming model. But still, the concept was there, and I ate that up. Both the changer model and the Defender models. The Defender models I liked. They were pretty neat at the time. I don't think I even distinguished the word Gunpla or Plamo at the time. You know, all I saw was robot mechs, and boy, well, there are a lot that I didn't knew existed. Obviously, there was at the time when I was a kid, there were a few hobby stores that I went to. Well, I wouldn't say few, because whatever chance I got to actually discover one and trying to convince my parents to take me there was something of was an adventure to me, because it was something that you don't normally see. My exposure to model kits has always been Toys R Us at the time. You know, there were a few stores that I've seen that I remembered that were selling model kits, and I had the opportunity to search and find what I discovered, what I refer to as Japanese model kits. You know, model kits from Japan, because obviously you could tell by the text and things like that. And then you distinguish the fact that, oh, cool, this is not from here, this is from over there, and they have model kits there. Then you put two and two together, and you discover that, all right, these things exist. Where can I get my hands on them? And then whatever little allowance that I was able to save up, or whatever job that I did to clean up or anything like that, I used it to get my hands on these. And it was very, very difficult for me at the time, because the accessibility was not there. My exposure to model kits from Japan, or model kits of Gundam or Macross or Yamato, you could say, which I did not know it was Yamato, it was referred to as Star Blazers, was my memory of watching cartoons on TV, my memory of seeing whatever publications I was able to get my hands on, and the only publication at the time was Starlog magazine. Starlog magazine had inserts of things that didn't look right, that I said, okay, where's that from? I never seen that before. And I even remembered in one magazine, I wish I knew the name of the magazine, what issue or what month it was, but I remember picking up or ordering online, excuse me, not online, this is way back in the 80s, or sending a letter with a $5 money order to a store in Texas, which was called, and I'm dating myself, it was called Galactic Trade Commission. Galactic Trade Commission. It was a store dedicated to selling Japanese model kits. And I wish I knew, if I would have known now, I would have kept that catalog. It was basically paper that they printed out stuff, images and listings, and then they folded and put a stapler on it and they made it as a catalog. But it was a good one, because it had so many kits that I've never seen before. Obviously, that's where I discovered Gundam, I discovered Macross, I discovered Ideon, Dagurum, Orgus, I discovered obviously Thunderbirds and Space 1999 kits. I discovered some kits that I've never even heard of or seen before, and I was like mesmerized, and I just religiously had that with me, and I wish I had that catalog with me at the time, to share it with you guys, to see a little slice of life that I remember back in the day when I was just a kid, trying to find these kits, you know? But you work with what you have. You see what's out there. You put it, you know, you build what you got, and that's it. Like all good things, certain things have to come to an end in my stage of my life. I graduated high school, went to college, went to technical school, got myself a job in working in New York. I've still, like, every now and then picked up a kit here and there. Discovered more Gunpla, obviously discovered more Gundam series. The big one at the time, the turn of the 90s, was basically Char's Counterattack, then 0080, then 0083, and then Wing. Wing was the big one to me. But mind you, I knew about this way before Cartoon Network, because at the time, when I was working in New York City, there were places, obviously, if anybody does not remember 42nd Street, 42nd Street is not the Disneyland we all remember today. It was nice and gritty and crazy at the time. And there were these VHS shops that you can go around. Obviously, yes, they sold XXX movies, but they also sold Japanese and Chinese movies. You know, you want to get yourself a kung fu movie, like a classic one, you can pick it up there. But they were also selling anime. And I remember getting my hands on the Evangelion series, the Gundam series, or any other series for that matter. So that was like my next way of me getting more information from that. And there was a store, and I think the store is still there in New York City, called Forbidden Planet, and they started to sell Gundam kits there, and other kits that you'd never seen before, and new ones that were I was like, wow, I didn't see that one before. And then sometime around the mid-90s, I stopped. I literally took a break. I said to myself, you know what? Focus on my career. Focus on my job. Focus on saving money and actually paying off debt. You know, we all gone through that before, you know. We owe money here and there. And next thing you know, you have a credit card that you cannot pay off in time and all that stuff, and then you have the late fees and all that. And then, you know, I went through a period where I didn't buy any model kits. I didn't purchase anything. I was like, you know, I was done. I was literally done. I would say that it was a good 10 years of me not building anything. Not striving for anything that mattered. Then two things happened when the 2000 kicked in. One, I started dating a girl at the time. It wasn't serious, but it was the beginning of me coming back to model building. And what I didn't know about her was that she was a model builder too. It was like by accident. Went to her apartment, and she had a model of an F4 Phantom at the time. And I thought it was maybe somebody like gave it to her as a gift, or you know, her brother made it or something like that. And he goes, she actually made it. She had quite a number of kits there, and she was painting them. And I was like not into painting at the time because I had no idea what to do with that. You know, I had no way of figuring it out. But it was through there that she showed me the next thing that I discovered, and that was, of course, YouTube. And YouTube pretty much opened my eyes to the world. The internet was now getting into its, I would say, its golden age. Well, my way of thinking of golden age. And it was like the time where you see everything new. You discover stuff that you never seen before, and then you start seeing things that changed everything. The one thing that I saw on YouTube, which at the time the videos were like, you know, silly stuff and things like that, but the one that I saw was the Plamo Custom Series in Japan, which was that TV series of model builders just building models. And I think the first video I saw was not just a guy building a Gundam kit; he was building a tank. But watching him taking it apart, cleaning it up, detailing it, airbrushing it, putting the decals, weathering it, these were like, I said, oh my God, he's showing me what he's doing. I've never seen that before. You cannot go, at the time, if you would have met another model builder, you cannot go and tell them, hey, show me how to do this, because there was no way of seeing that. YouTube pretty much opened the door to everybody on how to build models. And that caught my eye of other model builders. Robert 124, Wizardard, and obviously the famous Prime 92. And I guess you guys know where I am right now. How far I've come. Where have I? I pretty much, my model building story has now been caught up to where I am right now. I've been building Gundam kits since 2000. Well, correction. I've been building model kits since I was 6 years old. I've been building Gundam kits since I was 20. I've been building on YouTube since 2007. And here I am now, showing off all my kits. Right now, you just saw maybe 20% of my backlog. I am not showing you the rest. I am not showing you the rest. So, that is my state of Gunpla. And where I am right now, what I'm thinking, where I'm going, and just reminiscing. I just woke up and I just began thinking, where am I going with what I'm doing right now? It's a hobby, like any other hobby. My mother kept telling me, when is this phase gonna be over for you? And I go, you know what? I don't know. Eventually, I may take a break. Maybe not. But a lot of things doesn't last forever. I don't last forever. Today could be my last video, and you wouldn't even know about it. But till then, I will still continue making model kits that I have enjoyed making. This has been one of the biggest stress relievers of my life. I never got into smoking. I've never got into drugs. Knock on wood. I drank, but I've never been a heavy drinker, And I never did things that were beyond my scope of capabilities. I did things that felt very, very comfortable for me. And if it wasn't for YouTube, I would not have this outlet right now. If it wasn't for me going out with that girl, I would have not started rebuilding Gundam model kits as a whole. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about. And before I end this end this video, just want to share something that I've had put into storage for a long time. And I thought maybe it's about time I share it with you guys. Does anybody remember this guy? My custom detailed Kshatriya that that I built a long time ago. It's still a beautiful looking kit. Can't believe it is stand the test of time. Of course, it's back heavy as hell, but I guess maybe if I can take it apart and tighten up the knees, that'd be great. I'm kind of showing you this because I'm saying to myself, maybe because next week, obviously in 2 weeks, we're going to be getting announcements of new model kits. We already know that. Would it be nice if they announced a real grade of that guy? What do you think? A real grade of the Kshatriya. Yeah, I know. High grade, master grade is one thing, you know. Everybody would rather have a master grade, and I would not blame them. But imagine a real grade of this. Crazy detailed. You know, that would be something. But we don't know. Wishful thinking. And if somebody's going to ask me when I'm going to finish painting or detailing this, all I can say is stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. You guys all have a great day.